So this was a crazy story, man. A crowd took street justice against a suspected gunman after there was an overnight shooting near the South Loop at a nightclub over there. So there was a guy who was shot and critically wounded, and this was over by Cermak at the CTA station. And this is 2 nights ago. This is only a few steps away from where a man was shot and killed last weekend, according to Chicago police. So the Chicago police issued a media statement saying that there was a 31-year-old victim who was shot during a fight in the first block of West Cermak at around 2:08 a.m. on Sunday. He was taken to Northwest Memorial in critical condition with a gunshot wound to the head. Responding officers repeatedly called for backup at a scene that was extremely chaotic. So witnesses caught up with the suspected gunman, and according to an officer, they kind of stomped him after the man was taken into custody. A witness told the media outlet CWB Chicago that the crime scene was actually located a block from where CBD said the shooting occurred, and officers marked off a crime scene around the nightclub, but that was on a block where at least 2 other shootings, including a double murder, have been committed in the past year, and this is not far at all from downtown. So 2 people, including an off-duty Cook County correctional officer, were shot outside a nightclub in the first block of East Cermak in February. Police said that a gunman fired at them from a pickup truck on the opposite side of Cermak Road early in the morning, hitting them in nearby businesses. Last September, 2 men were killed in a shooting outside of Windy City Ribs and Whiskey, which is on that same block. So charged a man named Andre in connection with that shooting. An officer said that he killed 2 men with a single bullet. How that happened, I don't know. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section, man. Street justice. How do you guys feel about that, man? They stomped this guy right there. Crazy, man. So I know a lot of you guys probably already heard by now about the 9-year-old that was killed in Franklin Park. And they have an arrest. This came a few days ago, and the guy now has been held without bail. 9-year-old actually, they're saying, was from Chicago, and police say that he was shot and killed while attending his grandmother's 70th birthday party in Franklin Park. Javier Murillo, 37, of Melrose Park, is charged with first-degree murder following the July 8th death of Ulysses Campos. So according to police, around 10:15 p.m., Ulysses was playing near an alley in the 2800 block, Elder Lane, when apparently they said, quote, and I'm quoting here, some disturbance occurred. So shots were fired from a moving vehicle, and Ulysses was hit in the chest. So I don't know what they're talking about with this disturbance, but he was hit in the chest. And I don't know if the guy saw him. I don't know if, who he was shooting at. But this was an older guy, a 37-year-old. And once first responders arrived, he was taken to Loyola Hospital and he was pronounced dead just 2 weeks shy of his 10th birthday. History is what this was about. Franklin Park, that's an area where, from what I know, a lot of people move to get away from the violence in Chicago. That, to me, I've not heard of anything about that suburb being one of the more violent suburbs. Maywood is more violent. Cicero, Harvey, some of those suburbs down there are a little more about. Franklin Park, I have not heard of anything about that suburb being violent. You guys let me know in the comment section if any of you guys are from Franklin Park. But what exactly was going on here? This is just another example. Just don't shoot. It's that simple. Like, to handle whatever was going on with a gun at that point and just blow out of a moving car. Military snipers have difficulty hitting their target when they're shooting from a moving vehicle, okay, at another object that's usually moving. Like, that's an extremely difficult shot. I saw an interview one time with an ex, he was like a Delta Force sniper or something like that. I forget his exact position, but he had been a sniper in the military. And, they had asked him, about a particular shot at a target that was in, another moving vehicle. And he said, that would be, an impossible shot. He said, I would never take that shot because you're shooting through a pane of glass that's changing, the angle of which is changing as the vehicle moves. And that pane of glass, even though it's a bullet and it has a lot of force, it's going to ever so slightly change the trajectory of the bullet. And he's like, that's like an impossible shot. And this was a guy who was supposedly one of the best. And he was saying he would never take a shot like that. This is a military sniper. You got guys out here on the streets of Chicago, teens that are high off pills and they're just blowing out of these moving vehicles, and the kids are getting hit left and right, man. Any of you guys who knew Ulysses, you can hop in the comment section, man. But 9 years old, he wasn't on anything with anybody. So another innocent kid, killed like that.